Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be making one of these little soap savers out of an old towel or part of an old towel. It only takes a small strip of toweling fabric and some offcuts of cotton fabric. So let's get started. First, cut out a piece of fabric from your towel, 5 inches wide and 12 inches long. I'm using a ruler and a rotary blade, but you could make a paper pattern and cut around the paper pattern, or you could just draw onto the fabric and then cut out with your scissors. Then cut 2 pieces from old scraps of fabric. These need to be 5 inches by 2 inches. I'm marking these out with a pen and then I'm going to cut them with some scissors just to show a different way of doing things. To make a hook to hang your soap saver with, cut out a piece of fabric about 6 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. This is all the fabric you will need to cut out. Take the 2 small pieces of cotton fabric measuring 5 inches by 2 inches and fold in half down the centre and then iron. Then take one of the sides and fold it into the centre. The centre is the line that you've just made by folding it in half. Turn the fabric around and bring in the other side into the centre to join the first piece along that centre line and iron. Then fold in half down the central line again and press. Then repeat this process with the other piece of fabric. Take one of your small strips of fabric, open it out and with right sides together, clip or pin it to the top edge of your piece of toweling fabric, and you're going to sew along the first fold. At your sewing machine, sew along the top fold line, backtacking at the start and the finish. Now fold the tape over on the first line and then the second line, and it should cover your original sewing line. Now pin or clip in place. Sew close to the edge of your binding tape, backtacking at the start and the finish. Next, repeat the same process at the other end of the fabric. So with right sides together, pin or clip your tape to the toweling fabric. Then sew along the first fold line. Fold the strip over twice and then pin or clip in place. Then sew about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Take the remaining strip of fabric and fold in half down the centre. Fold each side into the centre line and then fold in half again. Sew the tab together, keeping as close to the edge as you can, about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Back tack at the start and the finish. Next, we need to attach our little tab and sew the side seams. We need to fold the top edge down by 2 inches or 5 centimetres, and our little tab needs to be enclosed in this section. Make sure that you have the raw edges sticking out and the folded edge on the inside. I like to measure just to make sure I've got it exactly right. When you're satisfied you've got it right, just put a clip on each side. These clips will be removed later and replaced, but for now just clip in place or pin if you prefer. Now take the bottom edge and fold it over to about 3/4 of an inch from the top and then re-pin or re-clip in place. So take the original clips out and reposition to include all of the fabric, and then if you need to, reposition the little tab that you put in to make sure that's in the right position, and then you can either clip or pin that in place, and then continue to clip or pin all the way down both of the sides. Sew down both sides, taking a 1/2 inch seam allowance, backtacking at the start and the finish. In some places the fabric will be a little bit bulky, so you might need to help it through the machine a little bit, but you'll get there. When you finish the first side, repeat doing exactly the same on the second side. Then trim the seams to about 1/4 of an inch. We're going to be zigzagging down the side of these seams to about 1/4 of an inch, ready for zigzagging. So trim them, do the same on both sides. Change your sewing machine to a zigzag stitch. That's 5 for the width for me, C for the style and 1 for the length. Sew a zigzag stitch down both sides. This will prevent the toweling fabric from fraying. Now you can turn your soap saver the right side out, pushing out the corners. If you have a special tool to do this, then use it. If not, use something pointed like a knitting needle. Get into all those corners and push them out. And here's the finished soap saver. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, could you please like and subscribe? Thank you. See you next time.